Welcome to the Real Film Nerds Podcast.
Well, hello, faithful listeners and newbies. Welcome to the incredible Real Film Nerds Podcast. My name is Matt, your typical host, your everyday host, your main host, your loudest host, your, I don't know, fucking something.
The hostess with the mostest.
I don't know if I would go that far, Mike, but I'm definitely something. And there you go. As you hear, the hostess truly with the mostest, the son my father really wish he had instead, Mysterious Mike Talent. Mike, again, another week where I get to see your wrinkly testicles. Other than that, how are things?
Things are good, dude. You know, just hanging out, just recovering from the long Labor Day weekend, you know?
No, I don't.
Oh, yeah. No, I know you don't. You work every day. Well, I mean, I was this weekend, I had a 4-day weekend, Matt, but it wasn't really much of a vacation because we are entering into the potty training of our daughter, and it was rough.
Oh, yeah? She just kept running around and pooping on the carpet?
Yeah, kind of. It was a lot. So I potty trained my son.
Question. Hold on. When she pooped on the carpet, did you take her and shove her nose in it and say, no, bad?
No, I refrained from doing that. At least for the first few days.
Okay, good. I was going to say, I'm sure it was pretty hard not to do that.
Yeah. So it's been tough. I potty trained my son, and it's like a world of different. You know, every kid's different, but oh boy, wow, totally different.
Well, I'm glad you had a very eventful Labor Day weekend. I went to Phoenix. I tried to see Metallica, and then I came home and worked. So, no, I didn't try to see Metallica. I saw Metallica one night, and then the show that they were supposed to have for the second night was canceled due to James Hetfield having COVID. So that explains also why he kind of looked like shit, and most of the band members didn't look like they were doing so well the first night.
Oh man. So probably everyone has COVID then.
I would think so, especially now since they were all doing a show and hanging out. I'm sure they hang out together when they're not on stage, but when they're on stage, they're definitely within, the vicinity to get it. Like, why wouldn't they,
Yeah, for sure, man. I bet they all have COVID. I bet everybody on the crew, I bet all kinds of people have it.
I just know if I come down with it, I'm going to say I got COVID from James Hetfield.
That'd be pretty cool. Would that, I mean, it wouldn't be cool because that take you out, right, Matt? You said COVID will end your days, right?
It's possible. According to my physician, it could be really bad if I get COVID, but still, it hasn't stopped me from doing and living my life and doing my work and all that stuff. But knock on wood, I have not gotten COVID, at least not to my knowledge. Anytime I've thought I've had it, I've taken a test and I've always tested negative. So,
well, Matt, here's to always test a negative. It's good stuff.
Yeah, testing negative for something. I mean, usually everything else, it's always positive. Little VD here and there.
Yeah. Gonorrhea, the clap, whatever.
It's fine. It goes away, right? I think.
It does. With some drugs, sometimes.
So, all right. Back on topic, Mike. This week, Real Film Nerds, episode number 339. We are talking about The Equalizer 3, Denzel Washington's very first and probably last trilogy. Mike, why don't you go ahead and break it down?
All right. Yeah, Matt. So Equalizer 3 is directed by Antoine Fuqua and is written by Richard Wink, and it's based on characters by Michael Sloan and Richard Lindheim. And this movie is starring Denzel Washington, Dakota Fanning, and Eugenio Mastrandre, and David Denman. And this movie is Robert McCall finds himself at home in southern Italy, but he discovers his friends are under control of a local crime bosses. As events turn deadly, McCall knows what he has to do, become his friends' protectors by taking on the mafia.
All right, Mike. So since I always ask you for your first impressions, I'm going to try and not do that and just flip-flop every now and then. I'm going to go first. This movie was okay. It was definitely not my favorite of the trilogy. It is definitely not my favorite Denzel Washington film. It was entertaining. I enjoyed it. I just didn't think it was really anything special. I felt it was a missed opportunity in a lot of ways, if that makes sense, without spoiling it.
Okay, Matt. Well, I think we're gonna have a little bit of a difference of opinion here, Matt. I really enjoyed the movie.
Fucking loved it. I knew it.
Dude, I thought it was probably the best of the series, but here's the thing that is a little weird, and I don't know how to do it, but Matt, I'm just gonna say it's Man on Fire 2.
I wouldn't go that far. I mean, I think Dakota Fanning had a much bigger part in Man on Fire than she did this film.
Yeah, but I mean, it's very similar kind of story, you know, guy's falling on hard times, people adopt him kind of thing, feels welcomed. I don't know. It's very similar kind of story. And man, I loved it. It's fine. Like, it's the same old, but I don't know. To me, it worked out just fine. I don't know. And that city was very pretty, that wherever they filmed it in Italy, if it was really filmed in Italy. That place is cool wherever they filmed it.
Well, supposedly Sicily, but yeah, the set is probably one of the biggest things of the show that really makes it stand out. I mean, it was just beautiful. The community was really nice. I'm going to try not to spoil it when I start arguing with you about how it's not great, but I like your take saying it's Man on Fire 2. I see a lot of the same similarities. I understand. I just don't. I'm not a huge fan of how they set it up. Not a huge fan of how it ended. We'll talk, we'll get into it when we get into the spoiler section. But one thing I did like is what action there is in the film is brutal. It is the most brutal, insane murderings, I guess I would say, out of all the Equalizers by far.
Yeah. Speaking of brutal and like Equalizers, do you think Denzel's gonna keep doing these kind of movies, Matt? Because he's 69, dude.
I'm personally surprised that they got him to do this one. I think they probably should have stopped with number 1, in my opinion, but I kind of liked 2. But I'm kind of shocked he signed on to do a second and a third one. I don't know how much more he's going to keep working, because why not enjoy your life? I mean, you said it yourself. He's almost 70 years old. He's worked hard enough. His kids are adults. Enjoy your life, man. Do like what Sean Connery did. Go out on a high note.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just wondering if he's going to keep doing that, because he's starting to get it's starting to probably be tough to do these kinds of movies, and like even in this movie, his character is very I don't know. He's not doing a lot of like crazy things. He's just really efficient, I guess. I don't know. He's efficient with everything around him.
He's no John Wick, is what you're trying to say, Mike.
So I don't want to, I mean, this kind of rolls off my tongue though, but he's kind of a geriatric John Wick.
Wow, burn. And you're the one that liked the movie. Although, remember, folks, my rating will probably be higher than Mike's, even though he likes this movie more than me, which is going to be weird.
No, I think my rating will be pretty good, dude.
I don't know. I hope so.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I had a great time with this movie. I felt maybe I went in with low expectations, because the second one kind of was like, what have they done? And I was actually pleasantly surprised in this one.
Out of the trilogy, Mike, this is my least favorite.
Wow. Okay. All right. So totally opposite for you. All right.
I'll put it out there. if you want to hear a review of The Equalizer number 2, it is Real Film Nerds episode number 32. If you can believe it, we're on episode 339. So episode 32. So a little while ago, a couple sods ago, it was 2018. I gave it a 4 out of 5, Equalizer 2. I don't remember what you gave it though, Mike.
I probably gave it a 3 or 3.5. It was just okay.
I think it was a 3 or a 3.5. I don't remember. I didn't listen to it. I should have listened to it. But I know what I gave it. I gave it a 4. And so as the films came out, that's the rank for me. I think the original, you can't trump it. Number 2 was okay. It was good, decent. 4 is a B in my book, Equalizer 3, it's below a 4 for me. I will just state that because we are not at our ratings yet. We haven't even started doing our questions yet, Mike. So why don't you start there unless you want to start combating me?
Okay. Well, Matt, I think this is going to be fun. So I'm going to get down to brass tacks. Matt, what are you drinking this fine morning, evening, afternoon?
Well, Mike, I am just keeping it cash. I'm turning into a woke millennial. I'm just using short terms now. But yeah, I'm keeping it cash. I'm drinking a Michelob Ultra again because why not? I still have a couple.
What is cash? Just casual?
Yes, I'm going with that.
Okay. All right. I gotcha.
What IPA are you drinking, or have you started tapping into the pumpkins yet, Mike?
Neither, which is, odd for me, especially of lately.
Oh, is it another margarita?
No. I mean, I should have a margarita because, in honor of Mr. Margaritaville himself passing away, Jimmy Buffett. But
damn it, dude, I should have thought of that. I knew it. I knew I should have gotten a margarita for this pod. Damn it. R.I.P. Jimmy.
Yeah. Rest in paradise, buddy. Anyway, I am drinking the Sam Adams Oktoberfest, dude. I found some.
Wow. All right. Well, good, Mike. I am glad because, I have not acquired any yet. I have a shipment incoming this weekend from Real Film Nerds super fan number 1. His name is Eric, and we will have a discussion about that next week. But anyways, Mike, okay, so I guess I should ask my question so you can state your statement, which hopefully it's funny. Mike, what is this week's just delightful dad joke?
I got dad jokes. I don't think they understand, though. Gotta think I'm funny. Other people never laugh, though. Dad jokes.
All right, dude. How do you fix a broken pizza?
Yeah, eat it?
Tomato paste.
Ah, that's terrible. But that was from the book, people. I see it in his hands. So maybe there is a good reason why he stopped going to the book. I don't know. That is definitely a dad joke, though. Definitely. So, all right, Mike, now the most important question of the podcast, as always. And I don't think he's been in the MCU yet. Good old Denzel Washington. That's one person that hasn't made it yet. You would think he would have had like something in Black Panther or something, but nope.
I'm sure he'll make his way in. I mean, pretty much everyone does.
Yeah, you throw enough money at someone, they will come and show up for a day. But anyways, all right. So how does the Equalizer 3 relate to the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
All right, Matt. This one was a little bit harder to try and find somebody related to MCU. You would think it was easy, but no, it was not. So I ended up having to go down to the second unit assistant directors, and I found somebody, Liang Yang, who's the second unit director. He did stunt work in the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. So it was tough, dude.
So he was a second unit director and he's a stunt double. That's wow.
Yeah, I think he's moving up.
Well, okay, Mike, that means we can now start spoiling the Equalizer numero 3. I guess I'll let you go first, or maybe I don't know. I don't want to start with the ending, but here, I'll do this. Oh, no, go ahead, Mike.
All right, man. So you didn't like it. I guess what I'll do is I'll just ask, what is the big thing that you didn't like about this? Where was the biggest missed opportunity?
There's several, but the intro, I don't think was super great. I mean, I liked how they did it with, going through this winery and they murdered all these people and you're just seeing the aftermath. And then later on in the film, you get flashes back of what he did. But it never really says why he's there or what he's doing until the very end. And you're kind of like, have to think back and jog the memory. Oh, that's right. He was an Uber driver, or I think a Lyft driver in the second Equalizer. And he was helping someone out that rode in his Lyft. That's the whole premise of Equalizer 3 starting out.
Okay, I don't even think I remembered that part from Equalizer 2. But I just thought he was helping out somebody because he just always helped out people. Like, that's kind of his thing.
Yeah, but I just wish it would have explained a little bit more. But yeah, there was a guy that he gave a ride to on his Lyft that lost all of his money or whatever in some cyber crime for his retirement. And that's why he was in Italy in the first place. He was trying to track down that money. Then he got injured by a little kid, which I thought was interesting because it shows you, everybody thinks 22s are just toys. No, 22s are legit. They're probably some of the worst because when they enter you, they never come back out. And so they had to find that bullet. And anyways, I'm spoiling way too much of that. But
yeah. They bounce around. Like they do a lot of internal damage.
They do. Yeah, they're rough, man. They are rough. But and then I think the pacing was just off. Like it's hardcore murdering, slow for most of the movie, then hardcore murdering, and then end. And compared to the other films, the climax, I didn't even really think it was the climax, to be honest with you. The end of the film, when he goes to the mafioso's compound and starts just blatantly murdering everybody, I thought that was just going to be the start of the end. I didn't realize that was the end. And I thought that was a little disappointing.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah, I will start the conversation that way.
Okay, what did you think about Denzel working back with Dakota Fanning?
I like that they were back working together, but I think her part was very small and should have been bigger, and I would have liked them interacting a little bit more. It's almost like they were like, you know what, we need a little something to throw in here, so let's go get Dakota Fanning and we'll have the CIA person, because it's like they needed a CIA tie-in. And I think it just seems forced.
Okay, all right, dude. I thought it was fine. To me, the pacing didn't seem that bad. I don't know. I enjoyed his little, rehab time in the Italy city, wherever he was at, after he got shot. So I like that. I thought that was cool.
No, I'm not saying it was bad, but it just, you get this large chunk of just slow, and then you get murdering. There's not kind of a buildup, It's just kind of like a switch. He's like, oh, it's time to murder again. It's on again. You only see a little bit of the mafioso juniors torturing the community. And then next thing you know, he murders all of them and then he murders everybody else. So maybe if they would have had more of how big of bullies the mafioso junior kids were, like picking on more innocent people, not just, the one guy, but multiple people, maybe it would have had a little bit more impact as the final for me. I don't know.
Well, dude, they picked on a couple people because they picked on the fish guy, like the fish guy's market.
Yeah, but that's the only person they picked on.
No, and then they picked on the cop.
Oh, that's true. Okay, they did beat up the cop and it's, fucked with his family, which was pretty rude. So that's two people.
Yeah, dude, I think you got a good feeling of who they were and what they were up to.
But I just think if they would have shown them terrorizing the community as a whole instead of two individuals, it would have been a little bit more of a dramatic ending. And it just didn't seem dramatic to me.
Okay. All right.
Not like Equalizer 2, where the motherfucker's literally killing people house to house in a goddamn hurricane.
All right.
I'm not trying to change your mind at all, Mike.
Oh, dude, you're not changing it. I had a great time at the movie. I really liked it.
Okay, so tell me why it's the best Equalizer.
I don't know. I like the way that it was set up, man. I don't know. The first one, so between this and the first one is where I was trying to decide which one's the best one. And I feel like I just like this one, I don't know, a little bit better. Just, I don't know if it was just that Italian village. Like, maybe that's it. Maybe, like, I just want to go to Italy or something. Maybe that's, like, some kind of weird thing. But, I don't know. The first one, he's helping out the young lady, and he, you know, people that got, like, because he worked at the warehouse or you know, like the box store. What was it, like a Lowe's type thing?
Yeah, I don't think they say Lowe's, but yes, he worked at some kind of hardware store. Yeah.
Yeah, they give you an impression it's like a Lowe's or like a Home Depot type place, right? Because it's like a big warehousey place, and like he's helping out the people there. So it's like you just see that he's kind of like this helping guy, but then he's, you know, like he's too, I don't know, analytical, I guess, of stuff, and I don't know. So I think I liked this one better, dude. I don't know. The one thing that was a little bit of a stretch was the CIA tie-in to, like, that's the daughter of
Dakota
like,
Fanning being the daughter of his two friends that were in the CIA.
Yeah, like I was like, well, if you didn't show me that little picture, man, I would have never figured that one out.
Right. Yeah. Well, and again, that's why I say I think it was kind of like shoehorned in at the last minute, you know. Although they did have a scene where they finally met and were helping out, you know, and he made that phone call and saved her from getting in the car being blown up, you know.
Yeah. No, that was good. So I don't know. It was I think I like the mob stuff. Like, I thought it was, you know, it's always good to see the little guy get, you know, helped out. And
well,
I don't know.
And this is where I go with the missed opportunity. I mean, it's literally, you know, McCall taking on the mafia. I just think it could have been, I guess, more action. I don't know. Because, I mean, it's the freaking mafia, dude. And it seemed like it was easy for him to break in and murder the shit out of everybody in the final, you know, set piece.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it does. Yeah. So I think you were thinking there was, like, more levels he needed to climb before he'd really gotten to the boss.
Yeah, exactly. Where, you know, in the other films, you know, it goes on and he's challenged and he's being injured and stuff. Again, that might just be a creative choice because Denzel is an old man and they don't want him doing too much shit. You know, they don't want to hurt him. But it just seemed like it was way too freaking easy for him to wipe out the entire mafia in one fell swoop.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's pretty badass.
Right. We got that when literally, like, the guy that no one will stand up to, he sits there and puts him and makes him cry like a little bitch just by holding, you know, some nerve endings in his hand. I mean, you got that in that scene for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, all right, Mike. Sorry, go ahead.
That I guess that was a little bit strange because, like, first when he challenges the guy, he makes him look terrible. But then, like, after, when they're regrouping, it was just like full on murder. Like, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, well, it wasn't even a challenge. Like, Denzel did not even seem challenged at all when he's just murdering the shit out of him in the street. He didn't even think twice about it. He just fucking killed him. He didn't give him a chance to run off and go tell, you know, his brother or anything. He just fucking took him out, like all of them.
Yeah, no, it was pretty crazy, dude.
It was a good scene. Just like the scene on the mafioso's, you know, compound. It was good. I think the other two had better action.
Okay. All right, man. Got it.
Okay. So, Mike, then why don't you tell our lovely listeners how many reels you give the Equalizer 3?
All right, dude. I'm giving the Equalizer 3 4.5 reels, man.
It's your favorite Equalizer, and it's not even a 5, Mike?
Yeah. Well, dude, I don't give out 5s.
Yeah, you do. You've given out more 5s than I have.
All right. Well, I don't give them out anymore.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, you will. I guarantee you're going to give out a 5 during our Harvest Horror Fest. The 6th annual
for
Harvest
virus.
Horror Fest, by the way.
For virus?
Oh, definitely for virus, dude. Virus is going to be 5 out of 5 for you, bro. Spoilers, Mike. You just spoiled what movies we're going to watch during Harvest Horror Fest.
No, I'm just teasing, Matt. It's a teaser.
Oh, okay, good. Okay. Well, like I said earlier, it's not a 4. I give the Equalizer 3 a 3. Just a flat 3.
Okay, Equalizer 3 and then 3. Perfect, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
3-3.
3-3. I enjoyed it. I think it's well worth a watch. I don't know if it's a must-see in the theaters. It is Denzel Washington. God knows how many more movies he's going to be doing. It is Antoine Fuqua. He is a fantastic director. He's done some incredible films, especially with Denzel Washington. Training Day comes to mind right off the bat. But I say, go check it out. Might as well. I mean, looks like it did pretty gangbuster numbers over Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, no, it did well. So I think they're pretty excited. I think it did better than studio estimates. So I think it made like 32 million, and they were expecting it to make like 20.
Damn, dude, that's more than Gran Turismo's opening weekend.
Yeah, no, Denzel brings it, man.
Yeah.
People like Denzel.
Yeah, it is Denzel. And how long until he's in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? That's next.
I don't know, man. He'll probably be in it next year.
I doubt it. I don't know. MCU is kind of going down the toilets. I don't know. We'll see, man. Marvel's is supposed to still come out in November. I don't want to see it, but we will go see it for you, our listeners.
All right, dude. I'll tease next week's movie, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, Mike, speaking of films, why not just tell us and give us a little bit of your choice for next week? Because it's 100% your choice this time.
Yeah. No, didn't really seem like there was too much interesting at the theater for this next week, so we're going back to the streaming. We're hitting up the newest Gal Gadot, or as Matt says, Gal Gadot, movie called Heart of Stone.
Do you think she really has a heart of stone, Mike?
I don't know, Matt. I guess we're going to find out.
We're going to find out. Woo! Do you think we're going to see any boobies?
I doubt it. But anyway, Matt, it's an intelligence operative for a shattering global peacekeeping agency races to stop a hacker from stealing its most valuable and dangerous weapon.
Is that her heart of stone?
Only time will tell, Matt. Only time will tell.
All right, Mike. Well, I'm excited. I knew this movie was coming out. I've watched the trailer for it. I think it came out a couple weeks ago. Was in August, right?
Yeah, I think it was a couple weeks ago. Yeah, it's still fairly new. It's less than a month, I think, but a couple weeks.
Dude, one film that's getting a lot of rave reviews is that new Emma Stone movie.
Oh yeah, no, I heard about it. Obviously, I guess everybody did, but I don't know. Is that when that's coming out, or I don't know much about. I just know it was at a film festival somewhere, right?
Yeah, and I think it's a streaming only film, but I don't know what company bought it. I'm gonna have to look that up. But when that comes out, we're definitely gonna have to chat about that one because that's gonna be an interesting one. Supposedly, it's extremely raunchy.
Yeah, that'll be interesting, dude. I don't know. Isn't Mark Ruffalo in that and like Emma Stone? Those are the two.
Yeah, I think those are the two leads. Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll find out, and we will get back to you. next week when we chat with you about Heart of Stone, currently streaming on Netflix. Why not go and watch it with us, huh?
Yeah, dude. That sounds like fun. So Matt, I don't have much else. We don't have any giveaways this week, right? All right. So I guess I'll just wrap this up and thanks for listening, everybody, and make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram. Oh, I guess it's X now, huh? I should just say X.
I don't know, dude. All the shit that I get in my inbox whenever someone likes something, which is never, it says X, and then in parentheses it says formerly known as Twitter.
Okay. All right. X, formerly known as Twitter. Facebook, formerly known as Meta? Or no, Meta, formerly known as Facebook?
I don't know. I still go to facebook.com.
Okay. Instagram, Threads, and I don't know. I think that's it. Anyway.
Yeah, if you want, well, I mean, we're on YouTube, but YouTube, I just upload our podcast up there as audio. Although we get a lot of listens on YouTube, which kind of freaked me out the other day. I went and looked, and I think we get more listens on YouTube than we do downloads on the actual podcast.
That's interesting, dude. All right. Well, I guess that shows you how big YouTube is. All right. Well, I guess with that, I'll let everybody go. And thanks for listening, everybody. Catch you next week.
Thank you for listening to The Real Film Nerds. Now, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Real Film Nerds. Now, go out and catch a movie.
Welcome, everyone, to Ma Hinshaw Loses Her Cookies, episode 28, Equalizer 3, starring Denzel Washington and Dakota Fanning. Hi, Matt. How are you this lovely evening?
Well, hello, Ma Hinshaw. I am quite delightful. You did a good job at that opening. Fantabulous, mother.
Thank you, but don't ask me my name. Oops.
I don't want to ask your name. Your name is Ma Hinshaw. We all know it.
Yeah.
It's Ma Hinshaw Loses Her Cookies. And you're going to lose your cookies.
Oh, yeah. I am.
Okay, so the Equalizer 3. Ma, why don't you tell the lovely folks why you like this film so much?
Well, I liked it very much because I like suspenseful, violent movies.
You like violent movies? Mother.
Oh, yeah. Well, I do, because if you didn't like a violent movie, this one would not be your cup of tea. I have seen murders in different motion pictures, but the murders in this motion picture were really gross, I would say. Pretty vicious.
Very murder-filled?
Yes. Very. I mean, beautiful scenery, the shots of the water outside of Naples. And I wouldn't say, well, the city of Naples is kind of very old and narrow streets and kind of dark and stuff. But anyway, the scenery of the water is gorgeous. But this involves the mafia, and boy, they really know how to take people out. And if you like that kind of thing, this movie is definitely your type of movie.
Who knows how to take people out, Denzel Washington or the mafia?
Actually, both. Now, Denzel was a member of the CIA or something at one time, and he's pretty darn good at killing people. But those people were vicious. I would just say it. They were vicious. Ugh.
He's a little bit more. His character, Robert McCall, is a little bit more than a CIA operative. He is a black ops assassin for the CIA, so he's pretty much kept off the books.
Oh, I didn't realize he was that fancy.
Well, that's why no one knows who he is, but he knows everything.
He sure does know everything.
'Cause he
Mhm.
has to. It's his job.
Well, oh yeah, right. And
What
there's
about
hmm?
little Denzel Washington? Did you get to see any nudity?
No, the only statues.
Only the statues? Did you enjoy the nuded up statues?
Well, I love statues. I love them all. My favorite is the statue of David, which is awesome. Michelangelo, he's a very good artist. But anyway, these weren't so fancy, but it's okay. Yeah.
Michelangelo, that's the one with the nunchucks, right?
No, no, I don't think so.
Or is he
Anyway,
the one with the size? Or the swords? No, the swords are Leonardo.
no.
You are
Geez,
talking about turtles, right?
I'm not talking about turtles. I'm talking about a sculpture. Eesh. Well, anyhow. And it's probably in Rome, I bet, but I have to get out. Well, I'd have to Google it now. But anyway, yeah. And I felt Dakota Fanning, I wish she had had more of a part. I just kind of feel like, well, she was here a little bit here and a little bit there, but they could have given her much more, I believe. Um, just my view. I'm picky.
Okay, so what about what was your favorite murder?
Ooh. Uh, hmm. Well, the one kind of toward the beginning was pretty gross. And I'm
Which
not going
one
to
was
say,
that?
well, where the guy and his wife are sitting there and they come in and, oh, I can't talk about it. It was really gross. Anyhow,
Oh, that's your favorite murder, and you don't want to talk about it.
no, it was too vicious.
But it was your favorite.
Yeah, I didn't like the last murder. I thought that was really anticlimactical. There. I really thought the last murder would be uber over the top, and it really wasn't. Kind of shocked.
What do you
Okay.
think about the little town that Denzel Washington was staying in?
Oh, I thought it was precious, but it was uh gosh, the streets and the stuff were so narrow, and it was kind of very old. It was really old.
Did the
Probably
stairs
been,
give you nightmares?
of course.
You saw him
Yes.
walking up and down the stairs with his cane, and you had nightmares over that, right? Not the murders.
Yeah. Oh, not the murders. No. Yeah. No, that didn't bother me. That walking up and down stairs with a cane, yeah, that does. That tears me up. Hmm.
So, what else would you like to add about the Equalizer 3, Mom?
Um. Oh, I thought there was one really cool part too, where the um children and people of the town and the priest and everything, they were walking through the city. I think it was to celebrate Mother Mary or something they had a statue of her, and they walk, and then when they get down to the end, fireworks go off, and I thought that was really cool.
Was that your favorite part of the whole movie?
No,
What was your favorite part of the movie? The murdering?
I liked it. My favorite part is when he was in the Italian restaurant and one of the mafioso was there and he kind of almost crushed the dude's hand. I thought that was really neat. I think that was my favorite part. Hmm.
All right, Ma. So, are you excited for the 6th annual Harvest Horror Fest?
Yes and no. I'm not sure what I think about. I've seen The Exorcist commercial several times, and I'm not sure I'm excited about that one. And I don't know what else is out. I'll have to, revisit those.
Well, Mysterious Mike Talent gets to decide on what films Harvest Horror Fest is. It's his one thing he gets to do for the podcast, or not gets to. I make him do for the podcast once a year. And so I do know that the new Exorcist movie is on his list. That's for sure.
Oh, what else? Anything?
Those are going to be surprises for you, Ma Hinshaw.
Oh, they are? Okay.
He hasn't told me. He's the one that has to put it together. But I do know that we have a mixture of old and new, like he usually likes to do.
Oh, cool.
So there will be films that we will see in the theaters, and there will be films that we see at home.
Oh, that's good. That's very good.
Although one thing we did discuss is that we're going to have a bonus week this year because a horror film comes out right before Halloween, and we won't have a podcast to do it in October. It'll be officially November, but Mike and I still want to go see that movie.
Oh, okay.
So the film comes out the weekend of the 27th. Which is right before Halloween, and our podcast is on Wednesday, which is November 1st. And so we're still going to do another one. So we're going to have 5 instead of 4. We're going to have 5 horror movies. Are you going to be able to handle it?
I can handle it, but your father may take my wheelchair and push it into the movie and then run away.
Well, I'm sorry that he is a giant pussy and he can't handle some fake blood.
Oh, well.
So, all right, Mom. I just wanted to warn you that it's right around the corner.
What's that movie called? The last whenever.
Which movie?
The last movie that you said is coming out.
Well, you can Google it. It's based on a video game, but it's Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, you're kidding. Freddy Krueger?
Nope.
Maybe? No?
Nope.
Oh. No, I haven't seen any commercials on that yet. Okay.
I have. They're out there.
Oh. Not in my place, but that's okay. We'll get it eventually.
Not at the Cinemark in Sierra Vista, Arizona.
No.
For those of you who want to go, you can always go with Ma Hinshaw. She goes on Thursday nights to watch the movies at Cinemark in Sierra Vista, Arizona. She's the one in the wheelchair. Just go hang out with her.
Yep. The green wheelchair that squeaks.
She would love it if you buy her a popcorn.
Yeah, or a Coke.
Or red red vines.
Red vines.
Red vines and Junior Mints are our go-to candies.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yes,
all right, Mom. So before we get too crazy off topic, we have to keep this moving along.
All right, let's move it along.
Unless, what were you going to say? What are you going to say about candy?
Nothing. I just said I'm in a Junior Mint mood.
You're always in a Junior Mint mood.
No, I'm not. Sometimes I like Raisinets.
Do you like Junior Mints so much because you have bad breath?
Of course. What else would it be?
How dare you? So you get minty fresh for what? Your other family?
Oh, I don't know. Just myself. There's nobody else close enough to tell.
You don't have a secret family you're hiding from the rest of us that you go and visit at night?
No.
You're sure?
Yep, I'm sure, unless it's a bunch of peccaries or something.
I don't know, Ma. I don't know what you're into. You're kind of a wild woman.
Well, I have been known to be at times, but not anymore. I'm too old.
I mean, you did grow up in the 60s.
Yeah,
you were in college in the 60s.
Yes, I was.
I mean, you were probably sitting there doing all kinds of acid and mushrooms and marijuana with Bill Gates.
Nope.
Not Bill Gates.
No.
Not Bill
I
Gates.
didn't do any of that stuff because I had to pass, and I wasn't the smartest person in the world.
Well, Mom,
no.
How difficult is it to pass a drawing class? You just draw a picture and you pass.
Oh, pooh, that's not true. I had to do a lot of stuff like lithography and, all sorts of things.
Is that a swear word?
No, never mind. You draw on a stone and then you print your pictures off.
See,
It's
again,
very
folks, she's doing drugs. It was the 60s. She was
Stoned.
stoned. You just heard it. She was stoned.
No. Anyway.
Okay, Ma. Fine. I will stop with the silliness. How many
Thank you.
cookies do you give the Equalizer 3?
Well, I'm going to give it 4 because I was not happy with the end, how they took out the really bad guy. I thought it was kind of not real great. So I'm giving it a 4. There we go.
For a movie you didn't enjoy, you're giving it a 4?
Yeah.
Or, if you don't enjoy it, usually that's a 1 or a 2.
Well, I enjoyed it until it got toward the end, and then that just was, sort of, eh. So I gave it a 4. So
Okay.
shoot me.
Mike loved it. Mike loved it, and he gave it a 4.5.
Well, okay. I gave it a 4. It's lower than a 4.5, right?
That's true. 4.5 is
well,
almost perfect for Mike.
Oh, it is? Oh,
Well, 5
Okay.
is perfect.
well, I know 5 is perfect, and boy, you got to work hard to get a 5 from me.
No, you don't. You've given more 5s in your 28 podcasts than I have given in my 339.
Really? Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that. I'm easy. I don't know.
Well, you just don't listen to my podcast because you don't love me.
I do too, and I do listen to your podcasts. So there.
Okay, Mom. So, talking about being stoned, are you excited for next week's movie?
I don't know what it is.
It's the Netflix original starring Gal Gadot, Heart of Stone.
A star. Really? Oh my goodness. Okay, Heart of Stone.
Yes. It is a Netflix original. It came out on August 11th. So we're only a couple weeks behind. So tune in next week for our chat about that.
Yes. Our exciting chat. Okay.
All right, Ma, is there anything else you would like to add for Ma Hinshaw Loses Her Cookies, episode number 28?
28. Okay. No, there is not. But I highly recommend the movie. Denzel is low key, but very good. And I would enjoy it, okay, if I were you. There. Okay?
Well, you aren't them. How do you know? I know you enjoyed it.
Well, okay.
All right. Ma,
All
you
right.
good?
I'm good.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for listening to Ma Hinshaw Loses Her Cookies, episode number 28. Follow her on Twitter at GramGramSV. Yes, that's right. Ma Hinshaw has a Twitter account or an X account or an X Twitter or whatever. She hasn't tweeted since 2016, I think, but she has an account.
Yes, I do. Okay.
So go ahead and follow her. She will like that. Tell her she's wrong in her movie tastes or she's right in her movie tastes or just tell her hi. But anyways, thank you, everyone, for listening. We will chat at you next week.
Bye.